Hello and welcome to Last Ninja 2 on the Commodore 64. Now this is the second part of the Last Ninja trilogy, and well, opinion is divided on this one. I personally think this is the best part of the trilogy. A lot of people might disagree with that, and you know, that's fair enough. It perhaps doesn't quite have the atmosphere that the first game had, but I think the gameplay is far superior in Last Ninja 2. The first level takes place in Central Park, and I'll give you a bit of a background story. The story is that after you got your sacred scrolls back in the first game, which was set in the 17th century Japan, you're busy giving a sermon to your students, and suddenly a mysterious force pulls you out of time and space, and you end up deposited in modern day New York at Central Park. And you know why you've been brought here. Some force has brought you to fight your your old enemy, the Shogun Kunitoki, who I think is now vaguely demonic in this game. He certainly looks quite demonic at the end of the game. So some forces pulled you here to find him and defeat him. And I'll just walk through. Music is by Matt Gray in this game, and I think he did a fucking brilliant job, I must admit. The atmosphere, it just nails the atmosphere in all the levels, I think. I mean, it's not subtle or, you know, it's perhaps not as refined as the music for the first game, but I think for this game, it's just perfect, the music. Right, so let's get started. I'll just walk through a little bit, just so that we don't have to sit through all this. I'm playing the cassette version just because I used to like the music, and I'm just sort of used to playing it, to be honest. Right, so here we are, Central Park. As you can see, John Twitty did the programming again, and Hugh Riley did the graphics, and as we will see, graphics are a lot more detailed than the graphics in the first game, and the animation's even better, I think. I think Hugh Riley did a really great job in this one. Now, unfortunately you don't start with any weapons again, so you've got to find them. First thing you've got to do is activate the switch, which opens the trapdoor. This gets you off the off the stage that you've mysteriously teleported onto. It's a bit of a fall here. I think that key might be handy. This is the key for the gate that will get you at this part of the park. Now, I don't have any weapons, so the best thing to do is just try and avoid the guards if you can. Now, these seem to be policemen, but they seem rather intent on doing you harm. Now, I don't know whether they're bent coppers, you know, or whether they just don't like ninjas wandering around the park. I don't know, but they're quite nasty, actually. Again, like the first game, it's a case of trying to look for objects and, you know, solving sort of gentle puzzles. And oops, thank you, Mr. Juggler, for throwing a knife at me. Now, again, the manual for the game give you hints, lots of hints as to what these objects did. Now, if I pick up this map, this means any object now will start flashing on the screen that I can pick up. Okay. One of the improvements in the game is it actually tells you how many bloody lives you've got left, which it never used to in the Last Ninja, I'm afraid. Last Ninja also didn't have a score or a timer. So again, these are improvements. I've now got a staff as a weapon. Now, if you remember from the first game, or from my first video, or my video of the first game, whoops, I said staff was the best weapon, and it is in that game, but in this game I think the nunchucks are the best weapon, which I'm about to get, I think, or at least get some of it. Now, the combat, I think, they tried to make it a bit better, I think, in this game. I'm just going to the ladies' toilet, yep, and do a quick search. I found, I'm taking the toilet chain off. I need to find another toilet chain, so that I can put them together and get my nunchucks. This is the sort of level of puzzle in the game. It's not particularly deep or clever. Yeah, the combat itself is better, I think. The enemy put up more of a fight, and once you kill them, they have a rest period, then they wake up and come back at you. You can see the bottom left, the enemy's health bar is starting to build again. By the time I come back to that screen, he'll be at full strength again. So you effectively have, shall we say, respawning enemies, which is fine. I think it makes it a bit it takes away some of the slow screens that were in the first game, I think. There was a lot of screens where nothing happens. I'll try and get by this guy. Just about. Again, the controls are mostly done with just standard one-button joystick. There's a bit of press space to select weapons, or press F5 to select objects, but I'm trying to miss boats. Now, I can't get past the screen. I need to, you see that river, it's just about too big to jump, so I need something to help me get across, which is on this screen, I think. Got to avoid these killer bees. Oh fuck. Obviously the ninja can't swim, and he seems to be slightly allergic to bees, because they do seem to kill him rather easily. This is quite hard to play with without a joystick. I think it's a lot easier with the joystick. Right, I've set that boat off, so that should help me pass that screen again. There we go, and that is the end of the first level. The next level is takes place on the streets. Streets of New York. I'm just fast forward the loading here. Now, I must admit, I'm not really too keen on the music in this level, but you know, you can't like it. You can't like everything, I suppose. Right, I've now got the nunchucks, which I think is by far the best weapon. Now, I think the graphics are great in this level. It really looks like a little city. Lots of detail, you know. If you cross these roads at the wrong time, the lights are not in your favour, a bike will come and knock you down. So you gotta sort of be careful about that. Right, I'll just bat the fuck at this guy now. Just steal the bottle off this drunk, that comes in handy later. Now, when you play the game, if you reach the end of a level, and you haven't picked up all the objects that you should have, the game will tell you, will say, look, are you really sure you want to exit the level? And obviously, if you say yes, you can't complete the fucking game. So that's obviously you've got to take the hints and go and have a look for something that you missed. That's probably one of the game design flaws I could level at the game. But you can see as an isometric environment, you can see this is light years ahead of games like Head Over Heels or all those other monochromatic games. It's just on a different planet. I've got to avoid this plant pot. There we go. I think. Oh gosh. Now, in the original game, I think you used to pick up an apple to give you an extra life. In this game, being set in New York, in America, you pick up hamburgers to give you extra life. So, just going to watch these lights. There we go. Now, I quite like not the screen, the one after. We seem to go into some sort of ninja shop where the storekeeper is in fact a ninja. And I'm sure it's just because he's reusing the main sprite, but I always find this rather amusing. Let me in. This is the shopkeeper. He looks suspiciously like you. And he's got a room full of weapons, but he doesn't use any, so that's why he died. I'll nick that sword. The sword is actually quite good in this game, but I still think I'm using the best weapon at the moment. Oh no! Yeah, you bastard. I knew that was going to happen. I thought I'd just chance it, but right, wait for the lights. I mean, it was all waiting for the fucking green cross code man to help me cross the road. I mean, this is supposed to be a killer ninja. Right. I always thought that was a bit silly, but right, no, apparently nunchucks are standard issue for a cop, so I mean, I'm obviously highlighting some of the curious things in the game, but it makes it sound like I'm being negative, but I'm not being negative. I think this is a terrific game, and a terrific sequel to a classic game. Let's just speed up some loading again. Now, as well as releasing Last Ninja 3, System 3 also released a game called Ninja Remix, which is quite a curious game, but it was supposed to be a remix of the first couple of games, but all it ended up being was a version of Last Ninja 2, but with different music and a different status panel. But the gameplay was identical. So I'm not quite sure why they. I mean, if you'd bought Last Ninja 2 and then bought Ninja Remix, I think you would have been absolutely fuming that you pretty much had the identical game. And having said that, the music in Ninja Remix is okay. It's by Ryan Elhand, and some of the tunes are actually very nice in that. But if you've played Last Ninja 2 first, I think you're sort of used to the Matt Gray music, and I think the Matt Gray music does, even though it's probably not quite as nicely, it's not as technically nice, it doesn't have as nice sounds as Ryan Elhand's tunes, but I think Matt Gray's just nailed the atmosphere for this game, This is one of these annoying screens where if you go in the wrong door, it's instant death, which I think is a bit harsh, but fortunately I do know the way. So there are one or two game design decisions that I don't think were that great in this game. Killer rats. Now obviously, if you've never played the game yet, you probably need some sort of map to help you out. And the level layout is fairly logical. It's not like Last Ninja 3, which is just crazy. So if you make a map, it does sort of make sense. I mean, Last Ninja games, I think its combat games are a bit weak. And its puzzle games are okay, but it's an arcade adventure, you know. I think they're still pretty good games, as good as any 2D games. Now you've seen I've used that bottle with the flames to make a Molotov cocktail, which is useful for this nasty little bastard you can't get by. So your solution is just to roast them, which I think is nicely animated. Right, one more level. I'm not going to show the whole game this time. I think I'm a big fan of this music, this loading music. But check it out on Sid Play. I'm not going to show it in this video. Right, this is a bit of a puzzle here to try and get around these bloody boxes, but I'm making it look easy. But if you've never played the game, but you can see the game is actually slowing down as it tries to mask the sprite in real time. But you know, it's still well done, I think. Right, and this level has you can see that it has this raised platform, so there's more than one. It's got a raised level. Which I think is well done. Certainly didn't have this on the first game, or the sequel game. I think, to be honest. It may be a little bit, but again, I think the graphics in each level are quite varied. I think they've thought it out well to you know, have such varied environments. No little henchmen are well drawn. I think the sprites are much better than they were in the first game. Smash this guy in the face. Right, picked up a chicken out of that dog bowl. Obviously that makes no fucking sense whatsoever, but it does come in handy later in the level, as you'll see. I mean, I think the amount of graphic data that, you know, is packed into each level is incredible, really. It's quite a programming achievement, I think. In this level, you've got to time getting by this trolley here. There we go. And I think if you don't jump on these, I think these rails are live. In fact, yeah, watch this. Whoops. There's a flashing something on the floor there. I think it's a flashing hamburger. I don't know why it's on the floor, and why would you eat a hamburger that was sitting on the floor of a basement? I mean, it must be a health risk, surely. I must have. I quite like the music. This part of the music. It's really atmospheric. Oh, puzzle here, jumping over these boxes. Oops, fucked that up. Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet there, just I was listening to music there. Right, where are we? Look at this room here, look at the amount of detail in this room, that's just fucking phenomenal. You know, it's not a loading screen or a bitmap, loading bitmap or presentation screen, this is in-game graphics, you know. I think it's quite credible really, the amount of detail here. That might just sneak by this guy, yep. As you probably guessed, I'm in the basement of you know, some drug lord's factory, which means there's a box full of heroin there, I think, which I'm just about to dip this piece of chicken into, and you'll see why in a minute. It comes in rather handy. For a rather sick puzzle. And here we are. There's a killer panther in this room. It's a bit sleepy, but you can see he's about to go for me. So if I just drop this piece of chicken, and yeah, that knocks him out. Which I think is a rather sick puzzle, but it's. I think RSPCA might have something to say about that, but. I picked up a key card at the start of the level. That's just for purely to gain access. Right, there's no point showing you any more of the game. I think you get the idea. It's pretty similar to the first game, but I think it's better. I think the graphics are better. I think the gameplay is better. I don't think the music's better, but I think it's still pretty awesome for this game. There's one or two rip-off tunes like this one. I think it's Bob and the Bass. I think that Mac Ray decided to rip off, and later on he rips off some Tangerine Dream, I think. But I mean, you know, this sort of shall we say, homage was quite popular back in the day. A lot of, even Rob Hubbard, you know, tended to be inspired by artists of the day. This is Tangerine Dream, I think, if I remember. Yeah, this is level 5, which takes place in an office block. But okay, well, this is last. I'm not going to show you anymore. This is Last Ninja 2. Then I think it's a great sequel to you know, a great game. And I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, there's a few weird gameplay, game design flaws I think, but I'll give it 9 out of 10 because I think it's still a good game to play. Okay, that's all for this video.